I do think that I should get a little bored because I know how to operate a board while I'm talking, and I can pot it up and down much easier.
Yeah. Okay. If that's what you want.
That's what I want. I just love that that's all live on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
I never know when it actually starts. I never know, people. I never know. And it turns out it starts right when I hit go. That's the thing that surprises me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna get rolling here shortly, talking about Amos Roddy and his music for Citizen Sleeper. I know we've both been so busy lately, so I don't even know how much you've made it through the episode. Have you made it very far?
I've listened to a bunch of the music and maybe about half the episode.
Okay, yeah. I figured it probably wasn't all, because it's a long one.
Yeah,
It's a long one. It's not our longest by any stretch, but it's more than, it's an hour plus. So it's like an hour and 10 or something. I can't remember, but
it's so long for us, but yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I still don't even know for certain that I got all my questions asked. And I felt like every answer made me want to ask more questions. I just loved it. I loved talking with him. So we'll chat more about that shortly. But March 1st, it is the beginning of the meteorological spring today. And it's raining on top of our 2 feet of snow that we have, which is great. It's great. Very wet out and very gray, such like a heavy, oppressively heavy gray sky out in Minneapolis today. So welcome, everyone. But how are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. Yeah. Sam Keenan produces Level. I host it as Emily. And yeah, I mean, what's on your mind? Like, I've been busy playing the brand new Destiny DLC, but what have you been up to?
Well, as far as games go, I've been stuck in the same spot in Jedi Fallen Order for a while.
Oh, no. An enemy you can't quite slay?
Yeah.
Do you
annoying.
need to grind more? Do you need to like power up more? Or
I don't think so. I just need to play better, I think. But I'm just not that good, and that game's hard.
The game is hard. Wield your saber more appropriately. Yeah.
But I'm gearing up. I know we've talked about this before, just so keep the thread going. But I'm gearing up to probably start Mass Effect 3 finally.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because burning through the first 2, I got kind of burnt out on that game. But
yeah.
But I'm kind of ready to just do the last of the trilogy.
Yeah, so. That's a good idea. I thought you were going to say The Last of Us, because you've mentioned too that you've thought about playing that.
I do want to play that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played almost anything, so
that's true. I mean, the list of things you've played is tiny.
Yeah, pretty short. Yeah.
In terms of modern games, like you played a lot of the old school stuff, way more of the old school stuff than I played. Right. So,
probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I picked up The Last of Us again a couple weeks after I started watching the show and really enjoying the show. For the most part, I have really weird complaints about that show. And I think it's because it's really is a good show. So it like allows you to be like, what? Yeah. About certain things. And those things are not important, nor do they need to be discussed in any kind of public way. But I really enjoyed the show. And I thought, I haven't played much, or I hadn't played it in years. I mean, I played it when it came out, didn't play any of the DLC, didn't play the second one. So, I was just like, well, I kind of want to experience this again. So I played a little bit of it. I haven't gotten too far. It's scary, it's scary shit. So who knows if
I don't know if I would find it scary or not.
I don't know if you would either. Yeah. I mean, we've never watched anything horror together, like, because I don't watch that stuff and you don't really watch that stuff. So I have no idea how you would react to a creepy game like that.
It seems like it might be fun to play it all alone with the lights off at night. Then maybe it'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's dark too a lot, like literally like hard to see if you're playing it in this apartment when it's bright and sunny. Like I wouldn't want to play it. I would want to pull all the blinds and, because you're in dark places, which is scary. But anyway, that's The Last of Us. It's great. It's fine. The show is great. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving the new Destiny content. It's very Bungie. That's all I can say. Bungie, they always have to have one goofy kids character, kind of, that just weirds me out. I'm like, what? Who are you trying to make your audience? I don't know, but I love it. I'm enjoying. I don't even care. It's like, whatever. It's still fun. The new powers are super fun. They're kind of like rolling them out really slowly as you work your way through the new content, which is nice. So you're like, it kind of spurts of trying out this whole brand new subclass that they've unveiled. And so that's been pretty cool and taken up a lot of time. Yeah. So that's kind of
cool.
what I've been up to. I worked really, really hard to get as much of my work done as I could so that I could just not feel guilty for playing Destiny. So that it's been nice.
Yeah.
It's been nice. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Those are those things. Citizen Sleeper is the topic for this week's episode. I've been so excited about this one, as you well know, Sam.
Yes.
For months. Like I've just been loving the soundtrack, and the game itself has been a beautiful experience. I'm maybe like halfway. I never did get to finish it before I talked to Amos, but Roddy wrote the music, and he's done music for a lot of other games. A game that I also am working through called In Other Waters, which is another very text-based narrative RPG situation. And Citizen Sleeper, it's just really great. You play this kind of deteriorating being that needs supplements to stay alive because you have like like bio things that what was the word, like cyber, I don't know, you've been altered, and
okay.
Yeah,
Cybernetic implants,
that kind of stuff, like in a way, like you're a synthetic, like you've been downloaded into this other thing that you have to upkeep and whatnot, and you're just trying to survive on this ship, and it's just beautiful. It's really it's hard, like the conditions are difficult, but and the music is just really lovely and gorgeous, and yeah, so I don't know, what are your thoughts so far? I'll stop talking now.
Well, I haven't seen the game, but
Yeah.
it sounds interesting. The soundtrack is really, really cool. It's super cool, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, there's some great stuff on it that is just really good combinations of things. Like I heard him bring up 90s electronica as an influence for some of the stuff, and I could hear that, and that was like stuff I was into when I was young, and I recognized those sounds and things, and it's just I just really like it a lot, and also just the expansiveness and the moodiness, and I don't know, it was neato. And the conversation with him was actually was cool, because how he is as an interviewee, like matches his music really well. He was just very thoughtful, and thoughtful answers to your questions, and just like interesting tracks, and it was a good, interesting conversation, and from what I've heard, it went into some good areas in terms of kind of him talking about some process and some of the sounds he uses, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he talks about some of the instruments he uses, and he talks about some of the, like, using a sequencer and other things like that. And a really good example of that would be, because I think I can play music today, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find the right track. I think it's Prismatic Lens, is it? Yeah. Can you hear it?
Yep. Is this does this one gets more and more complicated as it goes?
Not too much.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different one.
It does a little, but this one's just cool because of the sequence that he set up, you know. I just like the way it twists and turns, kind of. Yeah. I wonder if Sacha can hear it. If Sasha's watching, she can hear the music. I hope so.
Hi, Sacha.
Hey, Sacha. But then the other one that makes me think of 90s electronica is Signal Haze. This is the track Signal Haze. This totally makes me think of the 90s when the drums come in and stuff. Yeah, this is like so 90s. It's just like everything. Oh, she says it's really quiet. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Like because I can't turn it up anymore. That's another reason we need a board. Yeah. Yes. So experiments abound here at Level. Oh, Timothy Newman can hear it. Good. Yeah, this is, and when he talks, yeah, that's him, right? That's his voice, Amos's voice. He did all the vocals.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, and yeah, just very 90s. Very, and then the drums, like I'll just go forward a little bit, like to when the snare comes in and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's like an Enigma track. Enigma meets the Crystal Method or something.
Yeah. I just thought of something. If this isn't too hard to do at the moment, if you just go if this isn't too disruptive, just go into Logic and turn that channel up.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's not disruptive at all. Check this shit out. Let's add 6 dB. That helped a little.
There we go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I could add even more gain if I wanted. But yeah. No, seriously, this soundtrack is so good. And I will listen to it forever and ever. I will listen to this for the rest of my life.
Really?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I'll listen to this forever. Like I love this soundtrack, and I love the word I say a lot in the episode is tenderness, because like listen to here. Let me turn on this track called Coalesce. Sorry, another reason.
Tenderness.
Yeah. It's just a very sweet sound. And did you get to the part in the conversation where I talked to him about how warm it was mixed, like the warmth?
Yeah.
Talk about that. Will you explain that?
What mixing warm means?
Yeah. Just like how you can make it sound harsher or warmer.
Yeah, it's all about the balance of the high end versus the low end. Like there's certain low frequencies that'll make something sound bloated, and then there's certain ones that'll make it sound nice and round and warm.
Yeah.
And then up in the high frequencies, if you turn up the extra high highs, that are in our hearing range, then you get a lot of sparkle and crackle and brightness on things. And if you turn that stuff down, then it just smooths it all out and makes it feel, that smoothness makes it feel warm.
That's smooth.
Yeah. It's like, I people who are good at doing like trip hop stuff, for example, do that well, in my opinion. You make something sound nice and warm, and good, but kind of like, the highs are turned down, and it's just got a real nice vibe.
Yeah, it's like a hug, it's like an audio hug. I mean, just this track is just so beautiful and lovely, I think.
Is that turned down again?
No, man.
Oh.
This one's up all the way. Let me do one thing. No, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons, Sam.
Timothy says is talking about vinyl and digital. Yeah, that's actually that's very much the case. With vinyl, you'll get like the crackle of the record and the needle and all that. But with digital audio files, you get a lot more presence on the high frequencies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just made it 1,000 times. I just added 10 dB of gain to the track.
Is it going to be like super loud now?
No, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Yeah. Very mellow and warm.
Yep. Yeah, you hear how there's no crispy high frequencies in that. You know?
Yep.
There's nothing is buzzing at you or
right.
smashing up in those high frequencies. Yeah, that
right.
makes it feel like an audio blanket.
You know what's interesting? So, for those who have been listening to the show for a while, might know that I do the interview, then I do the edit, I put in the music, I send it to Sam. Sam mixes it, makes it sound wonderful, all those things. So that's how that works. And so usually, I do the edit, then I copy the session for Sam, compress that, send it to Sam. And then I usually never touch the Sam version, right? Because it's done.
Right.
It's done.
Yeah.
But something made me want to change a bunch of stuff after I made the Sam version. And so your version is quite different in places from the one that I have, because I changed it's really weird. And so I even made a note of it just in the digital files so that I remember that someday, because normally I would throw yours out, right? Because it's just a copy, but
right.
I was like, keep this. And one of the things I changed, so the soundtrack itself, which is how I experienced the game first, for weeks and weeks before I played the game, I listened to this soundtrack relentlessly. And it starts with, I'll play you the track it starts with. Yeah. So this is how, So that's how it starts. And, you can kind of hear this deterioration, which I really like, because your body is doing that in the game, right? There's, the sounds are just like a little rough around the edges and whatnot. But anyway, that's how I experienced the beginning of Citizen Sleeper for weeks, right?
Yeah.
But you turn on the game and that's not what you hear. You hear standby to make all this work, right? The way I want it to work. This is the track that starts the game. Again, very tender, right?
And
sweet. Just 2 notes. Yeah. Slow.
Yeah, just slathered in reverb and
tons of
effects
reverb
and stuff.
Yep, you're floating in space in this ship. And I just thought this game made such an emotional impact on the people that played it, that's how the podcast needs to start, right? Like it has to start with the song that plays when you turn the game on. So I changed that too. And it was just this weird thing I went through. Like, it was funny. I've never ever made that many changes before. After finishing it, so
it probably helps just since you've been listening to it so much, the tracks pretty well too,
Yeah.
Easy to tell them apart and everything because you're familiar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My favorite track was I think it was track 3. Yadigan.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That one I really liked a lot.
Yeah. All right, hang on. This is a really good one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's not coming over Zoom, but.
Oh, it's not?
Nope. Oh, now it's almost starting to.
Oh, weird.
Oh, there we go.
You got it now?
Yep. Wait, is this the right one?
I don't know.
Is that one called Yadigan?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's the one, I guess. But I think maybe when it gets going, it's got some other stuff happening.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. This stuff.
Yeah.
You know what it kind of reminded me of
What?
Is that Mikachu and the Shapes.
Oh, really?
That we were talking about the other day, those kind of later records of hers that are all this kind of noisy, because she does that same thing where there's a lot of the high end is gone. It's all like this warm kind of like low pressure
interesting
sound. Yeah. And just the way that those rhythms work, because it's just a similar kind of music really as to some of that stuff,
Yep.
That's that track. A lot of the rest of the tracks are different from that one, and they're more open, and depending on the track, there's some really cool stuff though, for sure.
Yes.
And obviously you like it.
Oh, so much, so many tracks. And it was one of those ones where I'm just like, oh God, I wish I could have put every track in here, and I couldn't. So it just gives everybody more reason to listen. But
yeah. But it's good stuff. And it's like, I'm sometimes surprised that more people don't take the kind of approach that he takes. And now I'm going to have to explain, but,
Elise is here. Hi, Elise. Sorry. Go on.
Hi. But a lot of people like that. There's the, that intro sound you were playing and some other like piano stuff. And I think that he even talks about this for a second, where
the piano.
The piano's got effects on it and stuff. But the way it's typically done in like, kind of Hollywood production style and like classy production style is they'll make it sound, if they're going to dirty it up, they also make it still sound like as super clean as possible.
Yeah.
And he's got a kind of a down and dirty approach with the reverb and just what he's doing to the sound. And it's not, I like that. I like the interesting nature of that, instead of making it sound like a perfect piano affected. It's all one big vibe coming at you, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It is. It's really cool. I just think the whole soundtrack is just nailed it, and just everything about it works as a soundtrack standalone, which is hard to do for any media soundtrack, whether it's TV, film, video game. It's difficult to craft a soundtrack, right? Because it's an experience different from what you had with it as you participated in the media, right? So it's a hard thing to do, and it sounds great. It goes together really well. And I just loved talking with Amos. And do you have anything else you want to say about it, about the music or the soundtrack or any specific tracks? I don't want to give all my favorites away, because I basically ask him about all my favorites. So
okay. I'd say just check it out. It's a really it's a really hypnotic, simple yet beautifully constructed, carefully constructed, cool like set of songs. And it's a good interview. It's a good one.
It is great. Hey, hop in Discord there if you want to chat with us about this or other episodes. That link will be down in the show notes shortly. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please, and get notifications so you can get all our vids. I love using that word because it makes me feel like I'm 72. Like, get our vids.
Vids.
Our vids, like when we called it the net when it first came out. And I love how the younger generations shut that shit down right away. They're like, we are not calling this the net. But if you want to find us there, levelwithemily.com. We're on Patreon. If you can support us financially, that'd be dope. Patreon.com/level. And I do want to start teasing VGMCon, and I want to encourage everyone, please, to consider coming to VGMCon, because it's such a special and wonderful experience. And we'll be there, and it's in April. It's like 6 weeks from now, April 14th through the 16th. Happens over Elisa's birthday.
What?
Bet you didn't think I'd drop that in there, did ya? So do come if you can come to VGM Con. A lot of really amazing guests. We've already spoiled that Jason Graves is coming. Like, I don't even think VGM Con has announced it yet. I don't know, but we keep spoiling it and it's fine. So, yeah. All right. Anything else? What else am I forgetting? Patreon?
Yeah, I think
I
you
don't
nailed
think
it.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, March 1st, first day of meteorological spring, which I just heard about 1,000 times on NPR today. It was funny. I'm like, wow, you guys just want to show off that you can say that word really fast. It's like
meteorological spring.
Meteorological spring. Meteorological. I was practicing it in the car. Meteorological. Yeah. All right. Well, peace.